But it's pretty slick. Really, I was so thankful for crap headset. And they say it sounds maybe not. Game machine, but it's a lot better.
Got it.
What I did with mine, when I use the RTS system, I put in the home name. But I can create a name.
Program used in church. Program called church. It's on our website. It's on our website. Software program. You can download it free. And what they do is hook up the cable to it, and then they hook up the radio to the computer and start church program and tell it to download the stuff from the radio. And it'll print it out. On the web. If you don't,
that's a both thing. Do you want to know what's on it? Well, the thing was.
You like the white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's an operation.
You know, Don, we miss you, but you just had to drive down here tonight. That's all it was to it.
Dude, I know exactly where you are, dude. I mean, I've been there many times.
I know.
Oh, dude, I am so glad to see you guys back in there.
We seen your sidekick sitting there with you.
Yeah, she's taking care of me. She's had a bad couple of weeks. She's all just stressed out because we got contractors in here. And then I think she hurt herself. She jumped down from something and hurt herself. She's been gimping for a week, but she's doing much better.
But we got a lot going on here tonight. We're going to look at someone's radio, figure out why it's not tuning an antenna. And then we got going to make some kits, build some antenna kits. And we're going to show off 3 or 4 antennas that were built. So we'll try to make sure you guys on the Zoom tonight get to see all that.
All right. Well, I'll stick around for at least an hour or so.
Okay.
How you doing, Gary?
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
How far of a drive is it? How far of a drive is from Indy to Norman?
Indy to Norman. Shoot. Probably 12, 14 hours.
Miles? How many miles?
What are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm just going to have to cheat and Google that.
I'm pretty sure it's farther for you. It's 750 for me.
Probably about the same here.
Well, I think
Maybe 900.
Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be a little bit farther.
Let me plug that into Google and see what we're saying. No, about same, 750 to 800, depending on which way I go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if I go down I-44 through Tulsa, and then down 35, yeah, it says it's, yeah, I said 12 hours. I wasn't far off. It says 11:18, but I take breaks. So yeah, it'd probably be 12:14.
You got to put gas in the car and PM.
Say that again, you broke up.
Yeah, that's all that noise in the.
Right. None of them go that thing. Right, that's what I told him. He didn't realize he didn't come to park across like we're parking vertically.
That's not talking. Did you bring stuff for their hands on? No, that's what I'm tools and stuff. Each other's fine. Yeah, yeah. Oh. No, the heating, I don't have to slow down. That's why we got the fire here. Bad hard drive. Something happened to the hard ball. I don't know what. Those people go better than me. I don't mind. I do in the forum and I started listening. Saturday, I go. And Monday, they got to instantly set over here. Yeah, that I'm here. Mark probably was. Yeah.
Hey, Bill. Bill. You know if that Wi-Fi info up there is correct?
I think it is. I think it is. Yes, I think it is. Yeah, I can read it.
Right.
I'll keep you under and keep up you. That's nice, for you. Well, if this doesn't work, then I got another option. So, what the ag is that?
2 meter 440.
Really?
I built it as a kit today.
Huge. Okay.
Huh? VHF is 6.8 and UHF is right around there.
There it is. Well, I want to see that. Creative.
Took me all 30 minutes to build it.
Something like that.
It's a kid.
Is it wrong?
He doesn't have any talent.
Hey guys, how about that for a 2 meter 440 Yankee?
Very nice. Very nice. Now go make a
I think even Kit Kat likes that one.
Took all of 30 minutes to build it today.
Wow. I presume you
Real-
have a
real
drill
tough.
press?
Huh?
You have a drill press?
No, it's a kit. You buy it as a kit.
Oh! So the holes were already there.
Real tough. This is what you call making it easy to build the antenna you want.
Hey, Mark, is that a single feed line? Ah, darn it.
Sometimes you guys are giving stuff away. Yes, the line tag. Oh, is that what it is? Where's what? So you try to get it. So do you have the logins for the?
Yeah, good luck for him.
FRN? The password for it?
You know where they are. Show them around.
That's it. Oh, my password. Another one.
This is probably not home enough. What kind of reason?
Hey, Mike, did you get the video yet?
what's on the road. Yeah. More power to you. You make it work. That's in the same pretty narrow band. That's not the way of it. Have you checked into the market? Yeah, where's my scanner? Yeah. Yeah. Well, all the time, as you know, it's probably down around.
They sure make a lot of noise, don't they?
2, 5. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, I hope you do. I really do, because I put up it was about that same size. Mine was 5. It was about that size. And he's kind of highly involved. And I put it up, and I tried for months. There's a group on Facebook, 2 meter side man group. And I heard them talk about their get together and stuff like that. Right. So locally, I was able to talk with Dan, he's got a real nice, he's got like 20 hours. And then I was able to talk to Ken, the new black CPP of Oklahoma City. But unfortunately, we had vertical polarization, and that kind of messes with things a little bit on the side. I hope you have luck with it, I really do. Interestingly enough, during the VHS contest this last weekend, there was reports that people didn't hear anybody on 2 meter side. During the contest, I would have liked to stand it. Yeah. Very good.
No, this one here basically has an omni word, but if you see it funny, that's where the majority of things what in the back. But mainly, if you English or with how many mine, with mainly use. I think I want to pick it, you know, me, he's about 7 degrees.
If them guys would mute that stuff, then the rest of us could talk.
Oh, that's right. They're having Elmer night live now.
Yeah, sure looks like it.
It's always been Elmer night.
Kind of hard to figure out what they're doing.
Well, I'm not going to stick around, so I'll say hi and bye all at once. South Texas.
Okay, Mike. 7-3.
7-3.
Ken, I'm gonna bail too.
Okay, 7-3, guys. I might fail here too. Say, Mike, HXT, did you get that radio yet?
How can I have it?
Got any news on it?
No, last email I got was last week. They said it would ship on the 26th, which is actually a Saturday.
Yeah, it's not far off. That'll be good.
I'd be happier if it was going to arrive on the 26th.
I know it.
So I might get it. I might get it on my birthday.
There's Ken.
Hey.
Look at that
Oh,
beauty.
did you build a new antenna?
Look at that beauty.
When did you build that?
I built that today.
No kidding? It's a satellite
You what?
antenna. It's a satellite antenna.
2 meter 440.
Yeah, for satellite work.
Well, I'm gonna mount it horizontally,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna aim it towards you,
All
basically.
right.
Yes.
And we'll make
And I'm gonna
a
mount it
QSO.
up there, and I bet we can do 432 together.
We'll do a QSO of 432. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good looking antenna.
But I wanted you to see that.
I am proud of you. That looks really good. Do you, what kind of a matching arrangement is it? Is it a gamma match or dipole or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, show us the feed on that, Mark.
Yeah, let's see the feed.
We want to see the feed, man.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Bring it close. Bring the feed closer if you can. Oh,
Did you build that?
it's a secret.
Yeah.
Oh no, okay, no, it's a gamma.
Yeah. Where'd you get that little box at?
It's a kit.
Oh, it's
I
a
bought
kit.
it as a kit,
What?
and just built it.
What manufacturer is it?
105.
What's the manufacturer?
I'll have to look it up. Tell you, I forgot. I wrote it down.
You ordered it
It was
off?
a company that just makes antennas.
Huh?
It's a company. I'll just have to look it up. I don't remember the name of it right off the top of my head.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
But,
let us know, man. I might want one of those myself.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's perfect.
for what it's a great little kit, easy to build.
Yeah.
I'm presuming what, under $100?
Huh?
How many dollars? How much?
How much money?
Oh, it's 105. 105.
Not bad.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, you did good. You did that.
oh, I'll have to get it up here soon, Ken, and then we'll.
Your internet locked up and we didn't hear that.
Hey, by the way, I was told that the VHF contest this last weekend, sideband,
Yeah,
they didn't hear anybody around here.
really? I was watching the EME stuff. I haven't fed the dog yet. No. Whenever you get ready, I'm talking to you. When you get ready to do a QSO on 432, let me know.
I'll do it.
You can do it on
I'll
do it on the Discord. I monitor that pretty much most of the time.
Okay.
Pretty slick antenna.
Now, hey Ken, are you hearing me okay? I'm on a good hardware internet connection here.
Say again?
Are you here? Okay, well, maybe you're not hearing me. There is a lot of background noise at the fire station though.
I'm hearing you just fine, Don, and it's the noise from the station there that's the problem. But as far as your connection, you're good. And I have.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of Zoom calls and other calls with work, with my work. I've got my work computer plugged into the same network sitting here next to me, and I seem to have about 1% of the problems that they have.
Yeah, I have high-speed internet here, and I have no problem.
Well, I'll call this moderate speed internet, but it's way the hell better than I had when I had DSL out in the middle of nowhere, Kansas.
Yeah, getting rid of DSL was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, well, that was my only choice. My only choices out there were DSL or satellite.
Yeah, I was in that position for a long time.
Yeah,
At least whenever I went to DSL, that was a big step up. Before that, I was on dial-up.
Yeah, oh yeah, man. Oh, when I first moved to Norman, we had 2 phone lines.
Yeah.
So that I could run 2 computers at the same time.
Yeah. Man, you was uptown.
I was very uptown, man. Well, I was actually out of town. I was out by Thunderbird, but yeah, that has been a while. And you know, it's funny when you consider what I ended up paying for the DSL, and that was back when it was Telepath, I think. If you remember that far back.
Yeah, I do.
And yeah, that was the DSL plus 1 phone line wasn't a whole hell of a lot more than 2 phone lines.
Yeah, DSL was a big step up for me, but man, I'm on cable now, and it's so much faster.
Yeah, well, I've got my provider here is Spectrum, and they're not the fastest in the world, but they're not the slowest. They're really reliable. They're very responsive, which is the best thing I can give them, and they give me a damn cheap cell phone.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't have cable TV. I stream everything anymore.
We stream everything here, and there's 3 or 4 TVs streaming crap all the time around here.
Yep, and I'll bet you got no problem. Now, who's your provider down there?
It's out of Shawnee, Oklahoma. It's a cable provider.
Okay.
It's not Cox Cable. Although
I'm glad it's not.
Oh, Vibe. VYVE. Vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I have a choice of Spectrum or somebody else on the pole behind me.
Yeah.
But I'm quite happy with the Spectrum. It actually comes in on what looks like a big like RG8 size cable.
That's what this is.
And it comes in on a big, heavy, underground direct bury shielded cable, and
that's what this is.
And
whenever I had DSL coming in on the phone line.
Oh yeah.
And I got hit by lightning a few years ago, and it done about $7,000 worth of damage to all my in-house network and TVs and computers and microwave and TV and all that stuff. But it came in on the phone line. Lightning came in on the phone line.
Yeah.
And of course, everything was hooked to the phone line. The computer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I even had a hard line going from the router to the TV set in the living room, and it melted that cable right at the back of the TV where the cable went into the TV. It welded it in there. You couldn't even get it out. And that cable was charred all the way from the ham room to there. And it's
wow.
One that gets the house on fire.
That's one hell of a zap, because usually that kind of stuff goes to the first device.
Yeah.
Blows that up.
Yeah.
And stops.
Yeah, but then it kept going. It even knocked out the microwave and the dishwasher.
Were you able to fix those, or?
The insurance paid for all that stuff, and they paid me big money for my computers, so I come out way ahead on that. So I build my own computers, and I had money to upgrade, man.
Can't beat that deal.
So
Yeah.
even though you know, I had a deductible, I still come out way ahead. It knocked out about 5 computers.
Wow. Yeah, that's one hell of a zap. Yeah, I know. I swear when I go ahead. Sorry.
What I was going to tell you was this came in on the phone line, and after that, not too long after that, I got rid of the internet over the phone line, and I got cable. When I installed cable, I got to looking at this phone line, and it's an underground phone line, but that sucker was not even grounded outside my house at the box.
No, they usually aren't. If you're really lucky, really lucky, there's a rudimentary surge suppressor in the box, and they might think the ground.
Well, let me tell you the first clue about not having internet the next day. I went outside, and that box on the side of the house was about 20 feet from the house. It blew that thing clear off of the house.
Well, yeah.
That was a good clue.
Well, when we were in Kansas, I had actually bought another one of those entry boxes, but I was going to mount just next to the one that was there, or just inside the house, and it had an actual, no kidding, real surge suppressor in it.
Yeah.
Which I was going to ground.
Yeah.
And then bring that in. Actually, I think my thought was really to put it just inside the house, so that if it made it that far, fine, but otherwise, it wasn't going to make it to my computer, or even hopefully not even to my cable modem.
Yeah.
I mean, my DSL modem.
It done a lot of damage.
Yeah, I remember when the next owner bought the house, and she's like, "Is this the best internet I can get?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." So she ended up having two DSLs running, bonding them together.
Yeah. I never have a problem streaming or anything. It's just
yeah. I can't. Yeah,
none of that buffering garbage.
When
I'm gonna go ahead and check out, guys.
What?
I'm gonna go ahead and check out.
Okay, Mike. Let me know.
The noise
Get going there.
The noise from the big rooms getting
we're just boring him.
Probably.
I'll be on the.
All right.
A little later.
Yeah, I'll hang around for a little bit, but yeah. Oh yeah, when we had that, when we had the DSL, I had the DSL modem on a timer. At 3 o'clock in the morning, it would shut off and come back at 3:15. So if we get a reboot,
yeah,
because it needed a reset every day. I can't tell you the last time I've reset the frickin' router in here, probably 9 months ago.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever reset this one.
Yeah. We had a few teething pains when we first moved in. We had to they reran the cable to the pole twice.
Yeah.
And I got it, and then they complained because I had an old modem. Although it was working just fine, it was just slow.
Yeah.
So I bought a new cable modem and cable modem router. Actually, the cable modem is provided by the company and from this company, Spectrum. But the router, I had an old 100 meg router, and they wanted me to have 1,000 routers, so I bought one. Whatever, it works great.
I can reset my cable modem by my phone line. I can call in and reset it.
Oh. Well, I can walk right over there and reset mine.
Yeah, you can. But mine's
It's
got a
like,
battery
right,
backup.
that's
in it.
that thing with antennas on the shelf off my shoulder here.
Yeah, I see it. But, this modem has a battery backup in it. So if you turn it off, you don't really reset it because it's got a battery backup.
Oh, now that's funny. My cable modem, since it's provided by the company, if you want the battery backup, you have to pay extra per month for
That's
the
ridiculous.
battery backup.
Yeah.
So what I need to do is get my butt in gear, just put a stupid thing on a UPS.
Well, I bought my own modem, so. And this
Yeah,
is-
that is unfortunately, for some reason, it is not an option with this company.
Yeah, well, this is the one they recommended. And so that's-
Yeah, it's for some reason Spectrum does not allow you, or at least in this area, does not allow you to own your own modem.
Yeah, they want to rent it to you forever.
Well, but on the other hand, if it's their modem and it gets blown up, then they got to replace it. So
Exactly. If Lightning gets it, they have to replace it.
yeah, and they don't charge me an extra charge per month.
Yeah,
It's just included with the service. So it's not like some companies.
yeah. Well, they do here, that's why I bought mine.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah, they usually charge 5 or 10 or even 15 a month for it.
Well, we didn't even run yards.
Are they doing anything in there, or are they just yapping?
I think they're just shooting the breeze. They ought to mute that thing so we can talk.
Well, we had Eric in there for a second. I think we bored him and he left.
Yeah.
I'm here, guys.
How's it going over there, Eric?
How are you guys doing?
Okay, it's kind of hard to talk over that crowded room over there.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Looks like they got about a half a dozen people in there.
I got my partner back here.
See that? That's nice.
She is out.
We bored. Hey, knock off the noise up there.
That actually sounded like a radio.
Yeah. Well, they might as well mute that because there's no way we can understand what they're saying. Hey, Ken, how you doing?
I understood that.
Eric, what you been doing?
Oh, doing okay. Where are they at anyway?
This is at the power station.
Norman North Fire Station on the airport.
Well, dang, if I would have known that, I would have just gone straight there after work.
Oh yeah, it's I've been there many times.
I'm like right there at Tecumseh and Flood, so I'm literally like next door.
Why don't you just go jump in the car, dude? Jump in the car and then we'll see you in the window in a few minutes.
I'm not right now. I'm all the way on the other side of town.
Oh, okay.
If I would have known though when I was leaving work, I would have just gone straight there.
Understood. Yeah, Tecumseh and Flood. I mean, you got no excuse for not going there.
I know. If I would have, like I said, if I would have known. I kind of thought they were going to be at the fire station, but such a long day. I just wanted to get out of there.
I was kind of surprised too. I know Mark said something about being back there and I forgot. And
Hey, we can't talk because all the noise coming from the fire station. I guess he can't hear me.
you guys are way too noisy there, Mark.
Can you hear me, Mark? Hey, Mark. Don't
I
break
was
it.
gonna say, if somebody's got a pen and paper, just write out on a piece of paper to mute the and hold it on the camera.
Oh,
See,
it's
maybe
muted.
you'll-
It's muted now.
oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
And that's why we can't hear Mark, because he's not talking. We can talk about him. You're muted.
Well, yeah, we can talk about him all we want because he probably can't even hear us over the background noise.
You're muted. You're muted, Mark. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I know him well enough. I can just about half read his lips there.
Is he doing an orchestra?
They say the camera head's an extra chin. I think in my case that's two.
He was conducting there, Ken.
Yeah. Seen that. He might be talking bad to us and we can't hear him.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, Eric.
I'm actually impressed with this little cheap camera that I've had for like 15 years. It was one of the Logitech premium cameras when I bought it. And it does seem to have a decent microphone, and you can see it is auto-focusing on its own, which is really nice.
I've seen it autofocus a few times. Well, this is some cheap USB camera that I've had for a long time. I don't even know what brand it is, but this seems to work okay. Every once in a while, I lose audio. I think whenever I kick the connector down here, this cable stretched kind of far.
Whatever Mark's using is pretty good, and I'll bet you that's probably just something that's right on a laptop that he's got there, because laptop cameras are just so good anymore. Yeah, the big thing I like about this one is the microphone. I get very few complaints on the audio.
Yeah, you sound good, and the exposure is good. I've got some overhead lights here. They're pretty bright. I kind of burns out the background.
Well, trust me, Ken, you don't want me any more exposed than I am now.
I could use less exposure here. Well,
yeah, I actually have a little inexpensive light that's shining on me. So
it's pretty far for us to drive to the meeting down there, the Elmer's night.
Well, yeah, if you're in Shawnee-ish, yeah.
And you're a little further away.
Just about another 13 more hours than you are. Yeah, that's all.
I have no excuse other than I just wanted to put my feet up.
Yeah. It doesn't look like there's very
well, then put them up then, man.
Oh, they're up.
I would say, I don't remember if you remember a couple of meetings ago, I was actually sitting here with two chairs, my feet up and my ankle iced. Well, I've already iced it once today, so I'll probably be all right.
Yeah, I was up in North OKC and then had to drive all the way back to Norman through traffic at like 5:15. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's a pity.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that. I buy you beer.
I'm glad that Eric, I used to drive from Shawnee. I live by Shawnee Lake. I used to drive from here to Reno and Morgan Road. I worked at Seagate Technology, and I drove that back and forth for 26 years.
Jeez,
and
man.
I was never so glad in my life whenever we had a off-site meeting and they said that everybody over 60 years old could take a retirement. And I was about 60 and a half. And man,
oh my gosh, I bet you went crazy.
They said that, we're going to give you guys a few weeks to think this over. I said, I've already thought it over, buddy. Give me my money.
Well, I need about 2 seconds to think that one over. Yeah.
Yeah, especially having having to do that drive twice a
Yeah.
day?
I mean, you might have had to wait for Social Security, but even then,
Well, I was planning on retiring at 62, but they paid me 2 years severance pay, and I
Oh,
was
man.
60. So I'm thinking, wow, why would I want to stay here and work when I can
Yeah.
retire and get the same amount of money?
Well,
I don't blame you one bit. I think you made the right decision.
So
yeah.
that was in January, and man, we hooked up our fifth wheel and went to South Padre Island.
Very cool.
Well, I work for Uncle Sam, and I am actually eligible to retire in October.
Yeah.
I don't have enough money and as much money in my retirement account as I would like to retire, so I might hang around for another year or two. But
Everybody said,
I don't know that I'm going to make it till 62.
Well, one thing about it, when you're not working, you don't spend as much money.
Well, right, and being that I am working for Uncle Sam, I actually would get a supplement of whatever I would normally get from SS.
Mm-hmm.
As if I was 62.
Yeah.
So I get that extra,
Yeah.
$1,800 a month anyway.
So, I get a little bit less than if I'd have stayed till I'm 65, but I figured, man, retire at 60 or 65, and man, it was no choice for me. I mean,
Except my wife says if I retire and I sit around the house all day, she's gonna kill me.
yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I don't have spare time. I'm busy all the time and have been. I don't know how I had time to work.
Well, I need to get in some more hobbies. I'm getting back into Civil Air Patrol.
Yeah.
I need to get back into ham radio. I don't know that I'm gonna. I used to be an aquarium guy. I'm not sure I'm gonna get into aquariums here because our well water is just total crap. And I'm not putting an RO system in just to do aquariums. So, but yeah. Oh, who's he going to beat with that antenna?
That's a good looking antenna oh, you didn't see that, Eric.
It was like,
what's his name? Mark. The other Mark. He bought some kind of a kit, 2-meter 440 antenna this week and put it together. And he said it was a little over $100 for a kit.
Oh yeah, Mark Clayton. Yeah,
Mark Clayton. It's got it's on one boom, a 2-meter and a 440. It's actually a satellite antenna. That's what it looks like. But he said he's going to mount it horizontal.
So is it circular?
No, it's just two. It's two Yagis.
Right.
A 440 Yagi and a 2-meter Yagi on one boom.
Okay, I got you.
And
Okay,
I thought it was. I don't know how many elements for the 440 was. It looked like it might have been 5, and the 2-meter about 3 elements. But it looked pretty.
Got a little bit of gain.
Yeah, he's going to mount it horizontal so me and him can work 440. We're not too far apart. I don't think we'll have a problem. I've been trying to find a preamp for 440. I've got a mass mount preamp for 2 meters, but I used to do 2-meter EME. But hey, Mark, can we see Mark's antenna? You had to look at the screen over here. Mark's got his back.
Yeah, if he turned his ass around.
He's ignoring us now. But anyway, the mass mount preamp that I used to use for moon bounce was made by SSB. It's a company in Europe, and I cannot find one. You go to HRO and all the American ham stores, and they don't have it. Even ham radio stuff's getting hard to come by.
Yeah. Well, is this because of the chip shortage?
Probably is. Well, but I don't know if this doesn't really have any microprocessors chips in it, but it's got, microwave transistors in it.
Yeah, I can't find anywhere that has 7100s in stock.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I would have thought they've been, well, maybe they just they are super popular.
they are. But they have a reason to be. They're great radios and they have
Yeah.
great audio.
Yeah, I mean, I got I got a Ten-Tech Jupiter sitting here in the back, which I need to dig out because it was one of the really early kind of hybrid DSP radios.
Hey, Mark.
I think
He saw me.
they had us up on that TV you can see in the background, but they flipped to another screen. So I don't know that they've got.
Yeah, that Ten-Tech Jupiter is just a great. It's a great, just a great listening radio.
See,
Yeah.
I had
Got continuously variable bandwidth.
I had a friend that had a Ten-Tech Eagle. Remember those?
Yeah, that was a generation or two before the Jupiter, I think.
It was a nice radio. You see that, Mark?
I think you just read it.
Can't point it the other way.
That sounds like a little personal thing.
Is it
Hey,
right
Eric.
way around?
Eric, if you're bored, get your butt over here. Ken's got a 10-meter inverted V that's working gangbusters. He said he'd let you have it.
Oh yeah.
I tried to tell him to get his lazy ass up and go out there.
Now, you want to see Mark's which antenna, the vertical, the VHF, or the Squalo?
That new Yagi that he just bought. He just bought a new Yagi.
Yeah, that 270 Yagi that Mark Clayton just put together.
Mark Clayton.
I should have said Clayton. There's probably more than one Mark C there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm motivated. I'm gonna
I
head
had to
over
go
there.
get the owner. I'm
You
not
down
trusted
there?
with him.
I'm gonna drive over there.
There he is. Yeah.
There it is. You see it, Eric?
Yeah, I do see it.
Oh, you're going over there. You can
Yeah.
see it in person.
I'm just gonna head over there. I think I'm gonna throw some shorts on and head over there.
Come on over here.
Well, I wouldn't go there in your underwear
Come on over here.
because they probably won't care, but they will laugh at you.
Do you guys know where, when I get to fire station number 7, where do I go? Is it like around back? Is it in just the front door? Or number 9 or whatever
front.
station it is?
It's in the front.
Yeah. Look for all the ham cars and follow the sidewalk.
It's by the airport. By the airport.
Yeah, I know where it's at there on Girard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, it's right there on the north. Well, not completely the north edge of the airport, but the northish. I think that's the
This
northernmost
antenna
road.
comes with a end connector on it. So I got the part that changed it from end connector to SO239.
Yeah. I like
So you
end
just
connectors.
go. That's what's on it. That's why it's a little longer than
Yeah.
it would have looked
Oh, okay.
without it.
Let me
Is that-
tell you, Mark.
And that's what I did.
Let me
All
tell
right,
you,
Mark. Hey, Mark, I'm gonna head over there.
I can't hear him.
Eric's going over there. Eric is headed over there.
I can't hear you, Ken. I'm sorry. It's pretty loud in here.
Yeah.
But
Eric is going over there.
hold on a second.
I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay.
All right, now I can hear you.
Eric is headed over there. He wants to see the 10-meter inverted B, and he wants to see your new Yagi.
Eric is coming. Okay. Yeah. Come on over.
Headed that direction right now.
Okay.
Good deal. Maybe you guys can. Maybe you guys can do some HF while you're there.
Don, you're gonna run down here right quick, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple days, man. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's kind of weird. I wasn't getting any new schools, so I applied for a temporary job, which I got. Which, as soon as my boss got the request for me to be released for the temporary detail, she'd actually, the same day, she'd already had me put in for a school in Oklahoma City, so somebody else got that.
Okay.
And that would have
We'll
actually
see.
got me down. That would have actually got me down to probably got me down there for like 6 or 8 weeks.
Well, that's long enough to get your feet wet.
Have you-
Yeah, well at the time of year that it is, it's long enough to either get my feet wet or slide my truck off the road in a freaking ice storm, because it was like November. It's like November, December when he's coming down.
Well, November, December, late until late December, it's not bad, and then you're in trouble.
Yeah. January, February is worse.
Yeah.
You had
It
that
was.
antenna on the air yet, Mark? Have you
You
had
what?
it, have you had it antenna on the air yet?
You're gonna talk a little louder for me, Ken.
Have you had that antenna on the air yet?
You said something about the antenna. I thought.
Relay, Don.
Hey,
Oh, no.
Mark,
Have
have you tried the sucker out yet?
No, I just built it this afternoon,
Okay.
but I'm gonna try to get it up by the end of this week or first of next, so I can do that 432 with Ken.
Okay.
Okay.
That's one feed for both bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's designed for 2 meter 440.
Yeah.
And I was thinking of the 440 when I bought a Ken.
Yeah. How many
I wanted
elements?
to
How many elements on 440?
5.
Yeah. That's about 12 dB gain.
Yeah, let's say that's actually fairly wide spaced for a 440.
It's very wide spaced, which is
Yeah,
nice.
there's 5 for the
Right.
440 and 3 for the 2 meter.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure they all work off each other, so you probably, yeah, that ought to work great.
That's nice. Worth the money.
Yeah, I think so. I'll get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
rounded up.
Find out who that was and either post it on Facebook or shoot me and Ken an email.
I'll do it. I'll do it on Ken's
Discord.
favorite on Talkie on there that we're supposed to use for the club.
Discord.
Yeah,
And
and I'll post it on there.
just post a link on Discord.
That's what I'm talking about. I will.
Okay.
I was on there today, but I was the only one on there.
I've been on there. Well, was I on
Well,
there?
So you weren't earlier when I was on.
Okay.
But I'll do that. I'll post it. I'll post the picture and I'll post all the information on where to get it and all that good stuff.
Okay.
All right.
You guys have fun down there.
All right.
I'm gonna go too, Don. I'll talk to you later.
All right, sir. Good to talk to you. I'm going to hang out a little bit here. I just remembered I got a little minor repair project I can probably knock out while I'm kind of hanging out in the background here.
Okay. I'll
So
talk to you later.
we'll see. We'll see. If you see me again next week, it means I haven't burned the house down.
All right.
Can you hear me? Hi, Don. You can hear me? Okay, I'm not getting any retrieve audio.
I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah, I was muted. I'm actually trying to, you might find this interesting. It's a little new prototype weather radio
Oh,
this company is putting out.
yeah.
And in fact, they might still be looking for product testers.
Oh, really?
So yeah, let me see if she's still looking for product testers. And if you're interested, I'll have her send you one. The problem is with mine is that the speaker, if you can see that,
Yeah, I
which
see
I'm
it.
holding in with my thumb,
Oh,
wasn't fastened properly. Well, not with enough glue sealant, whatever you want to call it, and it bounced loose during shipping.
oh.
So it tore the wires off.
And probably one of those heavy neodymium magnets.
Oh, it's actually a really nice little speaker. Yeah, it's like a 3-watt speaker. It should sound really awesome if I can get the thing freaking going.
Wow.
In fact, I'm going to plug it in right now, and I just got it soldered. I dug out a soldering iron. Can you still hear me?
Still hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What do we got to do to turn this thing on? I don't have power. So there we go. Now I get power. Sarah just came and shut the door because I'm being a loud, you know what.
Yeah. They do that to me.
Hey, I got audio.
You have audio. You?
That's not bad. It could use a piece of acoustic foam behind it, but it's not bad.
You're muted.
That's not bad.
Mark, can you hear me? Mark, if you can hear me, you are muted.
Yeah, Mark is muted. Which is probably not always a bad thing.
Yeah. I don't know how to unmute him. There's 3 of us on here. We're okay. But for you, no audio.
Yeah, so you're not using the right fingers, Phil.
I guess I'm not using the right fingers.
I saw Kim's comment the other day about the possum. I'm like, I bet I know exactly what Phil would have said about that damn possum. Although I have learned that possums are actually, if they're not bothering your pets, they're actually good to have because they eat the ticks.
They do eat the tick.
Which also bother your pets and yourself.
Another thing I found out about possums are, if they're not bothering you, you need to leave them alone.
Exactly. Yeah. We actually had one when we were in Kansas that it must have been really, really hungry. It came out in the daytime and was eating the birdseed under the feeder. It must have been really hot, really starving. And we just brought the kitties in and left it alone, and it left. But yeah, I'm just quite happy I got this stupid. I got some freaking audio out of this thing now.
Yeah.
Now the problem is I got to find the little tiny ass screws that I dropped all over the floor.
Oh.
So I can put it back together. That or a little bit of electrical tape probably do just fine.
Yeah, a little.
Or there we go.
Yeah.
This will hold it together because the point of this was sent to me on a trial basis.
Oh.
This company is wanting to get into the weather radio business. They already make a bunch of inexpensive shortwave and AM/FM radios. It's Redicus and Redivis, which is the same company. Like they make this guy. which is AM, FM shortwave. I call it the little green brick.
Okay.
I love it. I think I paid less than $40 for it. It's got a hand crank, got a solar panel. It's rechargeable. It's even got a flashlight.
You can crank it up. How long will it last when you crank it up?
I don't know, because I usually discharge the stupid thing. But yeah, it does, the normal broadcast shortwave bands plus AM, FM, and for the little tiny ass speaker that's in it, it sounds pretty good. Mark looks lost.
He's lost. I guess 2 or 3 people showed up there.
Well, yeah, Eric KLD was just on here, and we moan at him for, why didn't you go to the fire station? He's like, oh, I was just up that way, and I didn't know they were going to the fire station tonight.
Yeah,
So he's on his way to the fire station now.
They're all hyped over that. This is the first night in over a year
know.
they got to go.
Well, I guess I lost my Kit Kat.
The problem is they don't have anyone to mentor.
Yeah. Let me go tape this radio together so it don't fall apart.
So you don't lose anything else out of it.
Well, it's just, it was just, no, apparently the speaker, and probably would sound better actually if I would open it back up and actually put the speaker in with, what do I want to say? Some hot glue. Yeah, another friend of mine, Ham Guy, he got one of these to eval. His worked fine, but it had no screws in it.
Oh, no. You mean there's no way to get it open, or?
No, it was open.
It just fell apart.
They never screwed it together.
No one screwed it together.
Yeah, but at least his speaker was still connected. But I had another friend of mine, another friend of mine, not a ham guy, but a techie guy, Steve Wargo, which you probably even know that guy.
I've spent 2 weeks in El Paso with Steve.
Okay, well, Steve Wargo's got one, and his had the same problem mine did. That the speaker shook loose in shipping.
The temperature was 78 degrees.
Yeah, I think I put a little piece of acoustic foam behind that, or it probably sound just even any kind of styrofoam behind that, would probably sound just fine. It's a little echoey.
Yeah, I worked with Steve for a week and a half.
Yeah, I figured you knew him.
On a 900 megahertz that goes from El Paso to New Mexico to Old Mexico, Juarez.
Oh, wow, that's a low frequency link.
Yeah, 960. We only have 4 of those, and they're in Texas now.
Oh, okay.
So Texas to Mexico. And then that rascal called me on Sunday and said, we can't get this thing going, and the manager wants you to come down. Can you come down tonight? I said, hell no. I can come down tomorrow. So I walked in the door Monday morning and said, I got to go to El Paso. And by that afternoon, my ass was on the plane, and he and I spent 2 weeks down there.
Oh, wow. It took 2 weeks to fix it all up. Was it more than one link?
Well, there was that one, and then there was another link that went from the Cat Tower out to the 9 site. Is an old MDR 5000 radio, and that sucker goes right across the end of the runway. And when the airplanes are taking off, going west on runway 27, they taxi out to the end of the runway, and the vertical stab goes right across the microwave path, and it goes
I
out.
think you told me, you either told me this or I saw it coming, one of the two.
So they've got the antenna at the control tower as high as they can get it, and they've got the antenna at the 9 site right up below the catwalk on the dish on the radome.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a lot of choices there. They could move the microwave. That wouldn't be cheap. And there's one or two other choices.
That didn't work. That didn't work well. There we go.
So we've got the thing going, and told the SSC manager he's going to have to live with a momentary radar outage when the airplanes take off.
Yeah, well, I hope that's his backup link.
A backup plan.
Oh, okay.
And of course, everybody promises, oh, FTI will be in here soon. Well, nobody knows
That's
what
funny.
soon is. Yeah. The thing is, Washington is still selling that propaganda. And the funnier thing is, people out in the field believe it.
Well, and part of the problem is not necessarily FTI, it's us implementing it.
Well, yeah.
It's us getting around to getting it implemented, in a lot of cases.
Well, Herrick's very limited on installation contractors. And, they've only got 2 or 3 crews going around putting stuff in. So
Doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. The lead time is over a year to get FTI.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I still have 2 23 gigahertz systems, one in New York at JFK.
23? Wow.
23 gig, yep. Resonant with a water molecule. Yep. The wave guide is a quarter inch by a half inch. Yeah. In fact, I don't know, did you ever know a guy named Jerry Sanchez out in Southern California? He
might have heard the name, but don't know the guy.
Really good guy. He was a tech ops guy, and he became the manager at San Diego Navcom. And
okay,
they that 23 gig radio it goes to senior moment. What's the Mexican town just south of the border, south of San Diego?
No, that's not Tijuana.
Tijuana.
Is it Tijuana?
Tijuana. Yeah. I've been down there now 5 times. The tower at Tijuana looked like an old 1930s vintage stucco and brick building. It's old building.
Probably sturdy as hell, though, right?
Sturdy as hell. Except the Mexicans put an air conditioning system up in the ceiling above our microwave, and it drips water.
Yeah, I saw that coming too.
So you know what they did to fix it? They put a big sheet of screen over the microwave radio to run the water off on the floor.
That's actually quite funny. We actually did that over our arch at Cleveland, because when I first got to Cleveland Hopkins back in about 01 or so, the building the room that it was in was a part of the original building and then a part of an addition to the building. And that little scene between the two.
Yeah. Wasn't a good scene. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's so funny. I completely get that. Oh, I had a good one. Now this is completely unrelated to microwave, but we had a water line freeze and burst in Cleveland Tower up on like 6th floor.
Yeah.
It was our STARS training lab.
Oh no.
It was like 4 inches of water on the floor, dude, and the water was spraying all over everything.
Yeah.
And you'd be amazed at how much of that equipment we actually dried out, restarted, and it actually freaking worked.
And it worked. Yeah.
I I think we replaced all the processors, but a lot of the monitors, we just dried them out
Yeah.
just to see if they would work.
And they did.
Yeah, we weren't sure about the processors, but even though it was still a training lab, so it's like, like nobody's gonna wreck anything up there, but it was technically supposed to be our backup operations area, so we did put in the processors.
When they put it back together, yeah.
So
Well, that wasn't long after you got. I met you in 04 or 05, long in there.
that was right about, probably a little bit after that. Yep. Oh, well, I remember I called you up. I was panicking because I didn't know squat. God, fortunately, I had at least a little bit of RF theory.
That was a monumental call. You called me up and said every transmitter in the RTR building is keyed up. I said, get the hell out there and unplug those 50-pin ribbon connectors from that channel bank. You did, and the problem all cleared up.
Yeah.
As I recall, you weren't using the TSM 2500 alarm, and
we were, but I don't think anybody was looking at it.
One channel of the radio went out, and then when the other channel of the radio went out, both of the channel banks locked up and carrier.
Because it was doing this.
Yes.
It was flip flopping because they were both marginal.
And that was the first time I learned that when that channel bank goes into carrier group alarm, it busies up all the E-leads.
It goes into busy, which for telco, that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense in a central office. But when you're connected to a air ground transmitter, that's not a good deal.
We all learned some lessons there. We actually had a similar problem when we installed the fiber optic channel banks. When we went to fiber for that site.
Yeah.
We had a very similar problem because they were set to default busy out. And we lost power to one, and it freaking pulled everything up. Fortunately, we were at the site at the time, so it was like click. Hey guys, you need to move to all the standbys or whatever it was.
Fiber uses the Westcom 360-80, and Westcom did the same exact thing on that channel bank. Now, the other thing Westcom did that I learned the hard way, in fact, I learned that from a buddy of mine out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. When you pull the 4-wire E&M cards at the control tower, it sends a signal to the other end and busies up all the cards on the other end.
It busies up like the whole rack.
The whole rack, yeah.
Been there, done it.
That's how I got a free trip to New York. Buddy of mine worked in the Tracon in New York, and they had that happen at a site called Douglaston, which is a rag site between Tracon and, well, long story short, they lost 8 or 10 channels at JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, and Teterboro on Monday morning. And they had 120 minutes of ATC 0 on Monday morning. And next thing I knew, my butt was on a plane going up there.
Oh.
But there was a real sharp guy in Tech Ops. I can't call his name right now, but he said, I've got an idea for putting some relays in series with those E-leads. And we spent about 2 weeks on the phone designing that relay protection panel. And he put one together, and then I went back up there and we installed it at LaGuardia, and it worked. We wire it into the channel bank. If the channel bank goes into alarm, it operates all those relays and opens the E-leads. It's kind of like life insurance.
Yeah.
It's the last thing you want to do, but it's one step better than having all your transmitters keyed up.
Ain't that the truth?
And we put 20 or 30 of those things out now, and especially around the East Coast. They love them.
Yeah. Well, you'd think they'd make that stuff flexible where it was an actual hard jumper, X and Y. You want it to fail busy, you want it to fail not busy. And
Yeah, well, there's a
and some of them do, but not all.
There's a dip switch you can set to make it idle on carrier group alarm, but when other things happen, like you pull the cards on the channel on the other end,
It still
it doesn't
fails
matter
busy.
how that switch is, they're going to be a zip.
Ah, okay. Okay.
In fact, we had one at, where was it? Topeka, Kansas, did that. And they went ATC 0. And long story short, it ended up being a FTI problem. Because FTI gave us a T1 termination on a biscuit jack on the wall. And that biscuit jack literally fell apart. And they had people from all over the place out there ganged around in the RTR building. As one of these goofy FTI deals where we had the comm going on copper cable out to the RTR site. They didn't have any other telco out in the RTR. So they wanted to put in FTI. So the FTI people said, well, it's going to cost you $250,000 to bury in copper telephone cable out to that building. So guess what they did? They leased a T1 circuit from the control tower. It goes downtown to the central office, back to the control tower, jumpers over on the same copper cable they were using, and goes out over our copper cable to the RTR.
Yeah, that sounds about like our logic.
And that sound like the Washington logic.
Yeah. So
We had a name for that. We call that FTI over LDRCL.
yeah, I'll bet. So if anybody's still listening to us, they are bored stiff.
Yeah. Well, I only show 3 people on, and Mark is muted. They may be hearing us.
Well, it looks like they're working on some projects in the back there.
They're not. Yeah, they got something going on back there.
They said they were going to do some kits and stuff. I'm just glad I had the dexterity to fix that speaker, because it wasn't not just the dexterity. It's I found my little tiny soldering iron.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't find any solder or a solder sucker. So I had to make do with what was there, and hope I didn't those pads were about this far apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not short them. It does work.
Yeah. I had damage to the AC2000, and I had worked on it a couple of times before. So I called customer service out in California, and I told him what was going on. And the guy said, you better send it in here. He said, all the components in the front end of that receiver are smaller than a grain of rice. They're literally that close together. And so if you got smoke in there,
probably either
it shorted everything. Yeah. Shorted everything out and ate up the circuit board.
They're either going to fix that with a microscope, or they're just going to swap the whole board out.
Yeah. Well, they refused to do anything. They sent it back to me. So I laid it. That was a house fire. So I laid insurance buy me another one. I had an interesting one last weekend. I got a side note. I got a unique opportunity to buy some dynamite test equipment. That's a 1200 megahertz synthesizer, 20 gigahertz counter, and 40 gigahertz spectrum analyzer with a 475 scope. This guy that worked for OU had got those things when OU decided they didn't want them anymore, and he bought them. Well, he died, and we had a silent auction at the club meeting. In fact, right back there on with all the wooden shelves that you're looking at.
Okay.
And of course, everybody was grabbing for the ham gear and the antennas. And I saw that test equipment.
You can always buy ham gear.
You can only buy ham gear. And I put in a bid on that stuff. And
Yeah.
I bought every bit of that for $350.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I had a big service monitor. I mean, big, heavy. It was an old, amps, I think, old analog cell phone service monitor.
Yeah.
But it went from like 10 megahertz up to, I don't know, 1300, something like. There he is. He made it. He was just harassing about not going up there. Yeah.
The guy from Wichita, Kansas, came down to a ham holiday one year, and there's a guy named Carl that used to work for IFR. He was one of the engineers that designed the IFR 1200. And when IFR retired that model of comm analyzer, they gave him permission to take the spare parts and put them together and sell them to ham operators. The only stipulation was he couldn't sell it to anyone that might compete with IFR sales.
Okay, yeah, so no commercial broadcast sales or anything like that.
No commercial sales.
Yeah.
So I talked to him, and I ended up buying a 1200S, and he put it together and tested it, and I drove up there and got the thing, and it's been my number one most popular test set. Anymore, I take it to ham holiday every year, and people come around with their equipment, and we test it for them. Well, Conrad built this 20 meter transmitter, 14 megahertz, and he was getting power out of it, but he was also getting power when it was not keyed up. It's tube type, had a dual triode amplifier and a triode oscillator. So we brought it over and we put it on the spectrum analyzer, and we saw neutralizing components up as high as 160 megahertz. So he took it back and put some neutralizing capacitors in the transmitter to neutralize those out.
Self-oscillating?
Self-oscillating, yep. Little dual triode, the inter-electrode capacitance was pretty high.
He likes building
dual
clever
triode.
things like that. So
he likes building old tube type stuff. That's his big thing. And but when he saw those components on the analyzer, he pretty well knew what to do. He went home and put some additional capacitance in it.
Yeah.
Well, they're watching something.
Yeah, not us, I'm sure.
Are you guys watching us?
Yeah.
No.
We're not that interesting. Oh. So how you doing? You getting around a little better now?
I'm getting around a lot better. They're they're kind of on the tail end of the physical therapy at home. When I first got out of the hospital, I could barely walk across the living room, even with a walker. And now I'm walking short distances with nothing, and a little bit all around the house with a cane, and all over everywhere with a walker.
Yeah.
We're still teleworking, so I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah, I just started a gig teleworking for the next 5 months, and I'm kind of glad. You know, I busted my right leg in February, and I am back to, well, I carry a cane in the truck. If I'm getting out on rough terrain or I got a really long walk, I'll pull the cane out. But if I'm just walking into a store for a quick something, especially if like I'm walking to somewhere where they got shopping carts,
yeah,
I don't bother with a cane.
you can hang on.
I'm good. I'm good without it now.
Make it to the shopping cart, you're good to go after that.
Yeah. It's funny because my wife jokes about her, 70-plus-year-old mother that you give her a shopping cart and she's gone. And and I was like, yeah, well, that's me anymore. Like, it's nice. It's still nice to have that little bit of stability. I actually felt good enough here a week ago to actually get the push mower out and run it around the house.
Well, you did that.
Nice to have something to hold on to.
Well, you did that in February, and I got out of the hospital the last time in early March, and it was funny because we were about on the same path. I was reading your blogs on Facebook, and I said, "Yeah, I can relate to that because I'm right where you were."
Did I post the X-ray?
Yeah, no, you didn't post the X-ray.
Oh, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I got that here. Hang on a sec.
How much of a bone did you break?
Oh, I broke the tib at the bottom and the fib at the top.
Oh boy.
So let's see. Let me see if I've got that. Let me see where I put that sucker. Which folder did we put that on?
I gotta talk on the Aries net here.
Okay. I'll mute and I'll catch up.
And they put a pin in my tibia in 2012, about halfway, the bottom of the leg, halfway up to the knee. And I fell and I broke the tibia right above that stinking pin. And I had to go back to the hospital, and they put a longer pin from the bottom of the foot to the knee. Who is? Hold on a minute. I know all my net control operators, and I don't recognize that voice. Come on. That's Ed. There you are.
Yeah, I just dropped it in the chat. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah.
Were you looking at?
I'll have a look at the chat.
Oh,
Open that picture up. Did you find it?
I'm looking at the Aries net roster.
Oh, okay. Well, when you get a chance to look at the chat and open my picture up, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Ed in the net, KD5UGO. I'm here, count only. Thanks for doing the net.
good. All right, let's move on to KF5 VMJ Elliott. Are you out there? KF5 VMJ Elliott in the first channel. Sounding really good. You coming through loud and clear. All right, he didn't respond to my text earlier, so let's see if he's out there. KF5 WRQ Glenn. Are you out there this evening? Nothing heard. He must be snoozing in his lazy boy chair. I'll catch him later on that. All right, KF5 YET John. In the group, KF5 YET John, only no traffic. You came in loud and clear. No problem hearing you this evening. All right, what about KG5 BIN Jim? Nothing heard. How about KG5 FBM Paul? Are you out there?
So about my classroom. When the order came to start measuring the C-130 Hercules in preparation for the aircraft
How about
carrier
KG5
launch test,
HCA Nathan? Are you out there? Yeah, Ed, I hope you can hear me. KG5 HCA Nathan, count on me. Came in loud and clear. Noise back there, but very well heard though. All right, let's move on to KG5 MXA Lucky.
on the medicine that was in the bottle.
Nothing heard.
The results are a
How
little
about
concerned.
KG5
The only thing we do is walk out here,
Are you out there?
check the camp real quick, see if there's any activity. Then what we're going to do is walk back to where that tree location was. Get near
All right, nothing heard. What about KG5
right now. You can tell how different it's looking out here. It's starting to get a little thicker and trees are starting to rise up.
All right, nothing heard. How about KG5 WAA Brian? All right, nothing heard. What about KH6 AAA Tom? Good evening, everyone on the net. Control this is Tom, KH6 AAA. There you are, heard you loud and clear like you were sitting next to me. Thank you for being with us this evening. All right, what about KF5 EBE Mike? Nothing heard. How about KI5 TLC Terry? Are you out there? KI5 TLC Terry. One announcement. Got you down for the one announcement. Would you like to go ahead and get that announcement? You betcha. Thank you very much. We'd just like to welcome everybody to the Gossip Net, therefore after this net, following at about 8:30. Come and talk to us about our day. Take us out of the technical side into the social side. Talk how you want to. Let us know what's going on. We think you get KI5TLC. Thank you for the Mr. Terry. I knew that memo would be coming across eventually. And I heard that like you didn't have it. All right, thank you for being with us, and you came across loud and clear. All right, what about a KJ4 FUH out?
Nothing heard. How about a KK6 IDL Dane? Are you out there? Johnson's out there. And I'm not doing a very good one on this. They have take the advice, we're gonna hold it for you. Do us a favor, you watch the video up here, let us know if you just think they're camping out our way, or what's going on. Thanks for checking in. Radio sounds really good, like you were sitting right next to me. All right, let's move on to N5. Nothing heard. How about N5? CAP Chad. Are you out there? This one's Mark. Mine over in Elmer night. How about N5 CZR? Mark. Nothing heard. How about an N5 SOS Mike?
Okay, I'm back with you, Don, but you're muted.
No, I'm here. I'll just wait for you.
There you go.
Did you check out that picture yet?
I don't know where to look for it.
We'll go down to the bottom to chat.
Now, wait a minute. Back, take me back a little further. Are we on Facebook?
No, right on here on Zoom.
Oh, on Zoom.
Yeah, go down to the Zoom chat
Chat, all right.
and click on that JPEG. HP11 JPEG. I dropped in there. Can you see it? You should be able to click on chat at the bottom of your window and bring up it should bring the chat on the side. Hi, Steve.
Well, I saw a 1 in there just a minute ago, but when I clicked it, it went away. Oh, wait a minute now. Stand by.
It might take a minute to download. It's like 200K.
There we go.
Well, these boys are trying to do something clever here. Yeah, I wish I could just, oh, hang on a minute. You know what? I thought it uploaded it and it didn't. It's trying to serve it straight off my drive and I pulled the drive out.
Okay,
All
there
right.
it's trying to download it now.
Oh, is it now? Okay.
Gotta find a place to put it. Wait a minute. I better put that.
It should just open it, but yeah, it might want to go stick it and it might want to actually download it.
Well, I want to put it. I'm on a government laptop.
Oh, yeah, you might want to.
I want to put it on my.
There we go. That may work better.
On my thumb drive.
And just make sure.
Oh, there, open file. I recognize that. There's the pin and the screws.
Yeah, I'll probably make a pretty good reflector. Maybe a little long for 440. A little short for 2 meters.
Yeah, you had a pretty good shear fracture on that tibia.
Oh yeah, you can see it down there at the bottom, and then the fib at the top. He said he really didn't need to do anything. He said you put the tib back together, and the fib should fix itself. And really, I have had very little problem at the knee, but the ankle is still pretty sore.
My surgeon did the same thing when he did surgery on me. He cut the fibula in two, and he said it doesn't do anything. It doesn't carry any weight. It was just lay there. It'll be all right. And sure enough, I haven't had very much trouble with it. The lower end of it is trying to come out through the skin, but otherwise it's not a problem.
I haven't had that problem yet. But
he didn't quite fuse your ankle. He came close to it. You got 3 screws in down there.
Yeah, well, I slipped on some ice, and what we surmise happened, and the doctor kind of agrees with me, is I slipped on a small patch of ice and caught some traction on the way down.
Yeah.
Fall down, go boom.
Well, I had one of those screws come out through the skin. So I went into the office, and the doctor said, well, we don't need that one. We'll just take it out. He said, come back in a week, and I'll send over to the hospital and get the tool. And I said, yeah, you don't need that. I've already seen those screws. Those are a torque head screw. I've got one of those in the trunk of the car. We can use mine. And he laughed. He said, if it's all right with you, I'd rather use my own.
And it feels like just call me full of anesthetic, and we'll just yank it out now.
So I had to come back in a week. And he said, you want me to put you to sleep? I said, hell no, I want to watch. So he gave me a big local. And just shoot me up with some Novocaine, dude. Yank it out. I held the skin apart after he cut it open. And he put that screwdriver in there and cranked that dude out.
No, mine. Yeah, no, mine seem to be staying put, although I does feel like I can feel them if I push on my skin hard enough, but
you'll feel it on that inside there.
Yeah, that the inside on the top. I can feel something there. I'm not sure if it's scar tissue or if it's a screw, but
they're getting close.
I try not to fool with it because it's not bothering me.
Yeah.
But I walked a half mile or so in from parking to the Indy 500 and up 2 flights of stairs, and came down, took one break during the race, went back up, watched the rest of the race. Awesome race. I don't know if you're into that, but
I watched it this year. I loved it this year.
It was, Helio. I mean, which is freaking crazy, dude.
Oh, he was.
It was just freaking crazy. I've already got my tickets for the August 14th road race. Well, those are only like $35.
Oh.
They're general admission, but most of the stands are open, and the stands where we normally sit, which are in the shade, are part of that general admission.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, hell, I'm going to go sit in my normal seat.
Yes.
Yeah, for $35, and it's a double header. It's a Indy and NASCAR. Honestly, we'll see how the NASCAR race goes. I like racing of all kinds, but after you see Indy, do you really want to stay and see a NASCAR?
Yeah, I'm not a big NASCAR fan.
But if I was going to see just the big NASCAR race, the Cup race is on Sunday, but the Saturday is an Indy race and I guess I don't know if it's a minor NASCAR race, whatever, but it's still gonna be fun. We've already got our parking lined up.
Well,
We got this lady. She's, like I said, she's about half a mile. She's just out. She lives. I mean, her house backs up onto the campground. So we just got to walk through the campground.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, now it's rugged, semi-rugged. I mean,
Well, still.
I mean, it's not paved, but it's it's rough grass, and it's gravel and rough gravel road and rough grass, but
So you're walking maybe a quarter mile, half mile
probably not quite a half a mile.
to get into the stands.
Yeah, probably not quite a half a mile.
Well,
It
shit.
sure felt like a hell of a lot more than that, but
yeah.
I probably this time I don't know that I'll bother taking the cane. I might take it just to make people feel sorry for me, but
Yeah, well, I've done that. You know, people open doors for you, and they let you go to the head of the line, and
yeah, it's amazing. I'm doing that, and I'm just stopping, taking frequent breaks, and one of the staff. I'm about halfway in there, and one of the staff pulls up in a golf cart, just like, "You all right?" And I'm thinking, crap, if I'd have played this right, I probably could have got a ride the rest of the way.
I'm getting a little tired. I don't know if I can make it the whole way in there.
I made it all the way in. I made it. As I said, I made it down. I made it down for a break. Believe it or not, it was cold.
Really? In Indianapolis?
It was cold in Indianapolis on freaking Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. In the shade.
And
so I had to actually come out of the stands because Sarah stole my long sleeve shirt, and I brought 2 long sleeve shirts, but I only brought one in from the car because I figured I would only need one. So I brought a light one and a heavy one. And she stole my light one, and I left the heavy one in the car. And I probably should have just walked all the way back to the car and got the heavy one, but. No, I ended up coming out of the stands for about a half hour and hanging out on the pavement. And I was not the only person doing that. Hanging out in the sun. And there was some good scenery. So
there's Chad.
But yeah, we'll definitely do that again.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the 3rd one I've been to. Oh, and you'll like this. Let's see if we can get a picture of this. They were technically they were giving away free vodka at the race.
Hand sanitizer, big something or other.
Big Machine.
Is that pure
vodka company? Big Machine Vodka. Yeah.
Oh, so that's pure vodka.
Yeah, except it has a bittering agent in it, and it's probably really freaking nasty. It smells pretty.
Oh, okay. So it's intended to be hand sanitizer.
It is intended to be hand sanitizer. Yes.
Not intended to be vodka.
You could drink it, but it'd probably make you pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
It'd get you drunk, but it'd make you pretty damn sick.
Oh. Well, a guy could clean that bottle out now and fill it up with regular vodka.
Yeah. I read the ingredients and I took a whiff of it and read what the ingredient was, and I'm like, oh, it's like the most bitter thing known to man.
Yeah. They don't want you. They don't want to get in trouble with the regulatory people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to. It took me a while to read it because you can see how small the print is on this thing.
Yeah. You need a magnifying glass to read the fine print.
But yeah, so technically they were giving away free vodka at the race, but you just didn't drink it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you walked in the door. It was like, oh, and actually they were actually asking people to stay masked, even though Indiana had yanked their mask requirements. And they're like, oh, hey, do you need a mask? So they handed me a mask and had a bottle of this in with it.
Yeah.
And my wife's like later, it's like, where the hell did you get that?
It came with a mask.
They offered it when I walked in the gate.
Yeah.
I didn't have a mask on, so they offered me one.
I noticed most of the spectators had a mask on.
Oh, very, very few.
Really?
The crew did. Most of the spectators did not.
Ah,
None of the ones I was hanging out with did. No, and I'm still alive to prove it. All right.
okay, I gotta do this. Thanks, Ed. And pay your dues. Good evening, everyone. KD5UGO, I'm with you. But I've got about 4 things going at the same time, so I'm going to leave one and done tonight. I just want to remind everybody, don't forget to come to field day week after next. KD5UGO. Thanks, Terry. Florida. Who do I know in Florida? Nobody.
I get calls from 913 Kansas City all the time.
Yeah, I've got my usual customers that will call me at night, but I don't have anyone down in Florida. And I know the Peacock is in Atlanta, so they're
Oh, did they relocate to Atlanta?
spot delay.
Yeah, I thought Atlanta was their backup Peacock.
Probably is. I don't know what the main one is anymore.
Yeah, I thought they were somewhere down in Central Florida, but I could be wrong.
Well,
and maybe they have moved. I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Harris's Peacock for FTI is in Melbourne,
Yeah,
but Central Florida.
yeah. As I say, I thought that's the one I usually deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, Melbourne, Central Florida. Yeah, not too far from Atlanta, Kissimmee, etc.
Well, I don't know what the deal is, but you notice all those guys in the NEO came from Florida or came from Southern region. The
Quite a lot of them, anyway.
the guy that was the top man in the NEO for a while, he started out as a Comtech in Southern region. He put in the LDRCL in Puerto Rico. To get off of the computer. I know it's warm up there.
No, he's not. I'm just actually trying to keep him up here where he's easily manageable. He's somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 pounds or more. This one's a big boy.
Yeah, that's a big cat.
Yeah, he's 18. The little tabby that I had up here, Kit Kat, she's just over 6 pounds. So big difference.
Yeah, mine's 12 pounds, about halfway in between.
Yeah, and his brother's about 12, 13. He's just a big old fat boy like his daddy.
I had a little crack in the little hole in the screen, and I made a mistake of leaving the window open last night. And at 3:30 in the morning, he managed to get through that hole and get out. And he got running around in the backyard. Had to get my son up to go reel him back in and make him come back in the house.
Yeah, that's always a pain when they get out when you don't want them to. Now ours do go out, but usually you bang the food bowls together and feed them some wet food, and they come running right on.
They'll come running, yeah. Yeah, I've got a bag of cat food that he thinks it's kitty treats. There you go. I started out with Temptations, and then I started putting plain cat food in it because it's cheaper. He doesn't know the
Yeah.
difference.
Well, the big things of Temptations are only like $1 or $2 more than the little ones. So give me the big ones.
All I have to do, all I got to do is rattle this sack, and he'll come running.
Oh yeah. Well, it's actually not for him. It's usually for Kit Kat because she comes in here and they won't leave her alone. They won't let her eat. Whatever I feed her, they eat what they've got, and then they come and want to eat what she's got because she doesn't eat as fast as they.
Oh.
I will feed a lot of times. We'll just feed her in here, or I'll go get it, or I'll be really mean to them, or not to mean to them, but I'll be really sneaky and go get her some wet food and bring it in here.
No.
Not this guy. He doesn't need any wet food.
No, he's not 18 pounds.
No, he's a big old beastie. He will. He come up on the bed the other night, full body slammed me.
Yeah, mine can make it all the way up in between my legs in one leap.
Yeah.
Which
Well, the little one Kit Kat, she can jump up on the desk or jump up on the bed and not make a sound.
Yeah, they're totally quiet.
Oh, not so much this guy.
And if they land right, if you're about 2/3 of the way asleep and they land right in the middle of you, that's
it's about normal.
Rude awakening.
He's a mooch, though, as you can see.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he totally spoiled.
When I got him and his brother, they were just barely bigger than handful. They got dumped off at ham radio friends of mine's house in Osawatomie, Kansas.
And mine loves to have his ears scratched, and he loves to be scratched under the chin. Yeah. I recognize that expression.
So keep going, Daddy. Don't stop.
More, please.
He's funny though. He'll come up on the bed and he'll want petted for about 5 minutes, and then he'll turn around and go lay at my feet.
Yeah. Find a comfortable spot.
Yep. Gotcha. But little Tabby's actually my buddy, but they're all my buddies.
Yeah. Well, my son was working at the local vet clinic, and it had something to do with all of them going down to Sonic Drive-In for lunch. And they came upon their cat that was a stray. And of course, my son loves animals. He's not going to go off and leave an animal no matter what. They took it back to the vet clinic, talked the veterinarian into doing surgery on it and getting him all healthy. And then they named it Sonic. So the cat's name is Sonic.
Sure, why not?
Jonathan called me. He said, "You need a cat." I got, "What the devil do I need a cat for?" "Well, you need a cat to keep you company. He'll be a good cat." And we talked a little bit. I finally said, "Well, okay, come over this weekend and we'll talk about it." He said, "You don't understand. I'm on my way over there with him right now." Wait a minute. I don't have a
Oh,
water bowl. I don't have a bed. I don't have a litter box, nothing.
why? Oh,
So Jonathan said, I'll take care of that. I've got your credit card. I'll take care of all that stuff. Oh, man.
that's as bad as what I did. I brought these two home while Sarah was away seeing her mom in England.
Uh,
I went over to my buddy Bruce's house and they were just they were too cute. He already has a menagerie of animals. He's like, I really don't need two more cats. I mean, he's got cats, dogs, mostly cats and dogs. I'm not sure if he has anything else, but he's got quite a few. And he's like, I really can't use. And these poor things, they were living in his barn, and they weren't in bad shape, but they did have the fleasels. So I took them home. Took them home, gave them a comb, gave them a bath, took them to the vet. Sent Sarah a picture and said, guess what you're coming home to? And now Gizmo's her buddy. So actually, I think Spike's in, his brother Spike's in there sleeping with her right now. So
Mark, how many are there tonight?
man, I don't think he's listening.
He's got to be listening. Hey, Mark, what's up? He got his back turned to us right now.
Yeah, I know. It's like when he's looking, I never catch his attention.
Now hold it up there.
Maybe he'll actually see it this time.
Hi there.
There he is. I knew he had a mute button there somewhere.
I had the screen up. We're working on audio and video to try to make it a smoother setup for interface with the building PA system and Zoom and live and all that good stuff. So
oh, that'd be nice.
just trying a bunch of nifty interfaces and making ground loops and 40 dB too hot signals and all kinds of good stuff. But we're figuring out what we need, which is the good part.
I got some resistors if you need some.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need is 40 dB pad. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure Phil can do the math on that in his head.
Yeah, right.
Well,
with DBs, I just about could.
I built a bunch of them on rock and roll stages. So yeah, grab two resistors and go. Or go grab Bob Howe's book. And,
go buy some good mics.
Yeah, just stick a couple of pots on it and tweak it till it's right.
Get rid of that cheap stuff.
10K pot and just swing the thing.
Yeah, or 100K if necessary.
Go buy a mic mixer with a digital signal processor in it. You ought to have somebody back there breadboarding a DSP.
Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, no, that'll be good for us online as well if you get that working.
Yeah.
Because right now we got so much, just all we're hearing is background noise.
Yeah.
I think the mic must be up there close to Mark. All the other voices are in the background. Oh, and you're talking into the laptop.
Yeah.
Because all the other voices are just background noise.
Yep.
Mark, can you angle the camera down a little bit? All we're seeing now is the ceiling. Yeah, that's a lot better.
You sure there's anybody there you want to look at?
Nobody over there. Well, a couple of guys there.
Yeah. Or a nice external camera might actually be handy.
What? I got my handy dandy external camera.
Yeah, me too.
There you go.
Well, I'd show you the weather outside, except it's freaking dark.
Yeah, I got dark on us.
I got dark. It got dark on me.
It's darker on you than it is on us.
Oh, well, yeah. I just remember when I was showing you guys the snow, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, it turned summer down here. It's
Oh, yeah,
95,
it's definitely summer here too, trust me. We've already
95
had,
degrees.
I don't know, I don't know that we broke 87, but it's certainly hot enough.
It's definitely summer. Yeah.
It is definitely hot enough here. Yeah, it was funny. The first year we went to the Indy 500, it was like the second hottest Indy 500 that had ever been. And then, you know, this last one, it's like we're all freezing our asses off.
I was up there in June. I spent a week with a guy named Bruce Bateman. Worked out of LaGrange, Indiana, a LaGrange long range radar, and he took me the backcountry road from there to New Paris and one or two other little towns down there, and we got to see the Amish country.
Mhm.
Stopped in at lunch and ate in this Amish cafe, and it was like going to your grandmother's house for lunch.
I'll bet. Yeah, I grew up in Canton, Ohio, not too far from the Ohio Amish country, so I
Yeah.
completely get that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, it's well, you know, if you ever get it, I'm just a couple miles from Indianapolis Airport, so if you ever get
So-
around here, stop in. I'll buy you a beer,
Okay.
or a Coke, or a coffee, or something.
Well, so you got a 2 mile drive to work when you have to drive to work.
Okay, it's closer to 5, but it's not. Oh, at the moment, I've got a 20-foot drive to work, so.
Yeah, well, that's me.
Yeah, I gotta come from the room next to this, stop and pee, and then come in here.
Yeah.
Maybe take a shower on the way, you know, but
Get up, go one way to pee, and then it's 10 foot to the office.
yep. 10 foot to the bathroom, 10 foot to the office.
Of course, what they don't know is when you start to work, you have to send them an email that says you're beginning your teleworking. I don't know if you guys have to do that.
They haven't required that yet, but I always make sure that I'm booted up and I'm showing as available.
You want to show on Teams as available.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely showing available for more than 8 hours a day. So
I come in, boot up, send them my beginning email. Then I get up and go in the kitchen and get breakfast.
Yep, there you go. You know, go start a load of laundry, and no, I haven't gotten there yet. But.
I haven't gone there yet, that far yet.
Although the laundry is right outside this room, so if I really had to, but yeah, no, it's this is going to be a pretty good gig. You know, they even gave me the option of working 410s, but honestly, I can't find myself so far with what we're doing. I can't find myself 10 hours of work to keep myself busy with for 4 days. I can find myself 8 hours for 5 days, but not.
Yeah. And if you're like me, they'd be calling you on Friday anyway.
Possibly. Oh yeah. Hey, can you do this gig on Friday?
I work 9s and 8s, and of course I get every other Friday off. And they don't seem to slow down on my Friday off. They call me anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be doing online training, so
If if there's somebody out in the field that really needs help, I help them no matter,
Oh, I
matter
know
what.
you would. Any day.
Yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning if you had to.
3 o'clock in the morning. That's what Steve LaSala up in New York was famous for, calling me at 2 in the morning. Of course, up there, they won't let him touch anything till midnight.
Oh, yeah. If he's at one of the big airports, yeah.
He's at New York Tracon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he works the Tracon in the center, and they get to start working at midnight.
Mhm.
So by 3 o'clock in the morning, it's 2 o'clock Oklahoma time. They'll call.
Yeah, I went up to I don't think I've been in New York Center, but I have been in New York Tracon. Went up there and did some training for TSAP. The first time I did the TSAP gig, kind of wished I was kind of hoping to get up there again because it was just interesting. But it unfortunately didn't happen the second time around.
Steve,
I did get to Charlotte twice though, which was Charlotte the first time around, and then 5 years later, 4 or 5 years later, the second time around, which was nice because I really like Charlotte.
I only flew through there a couple of times. It's getting to be a big place.
Oh, it is. Yeah,
that's a big hub.
It's a little bit of a pain in the butt getting in and out of the tower if you don't have a card, because you have to actually call the airport security and explain why you're there.
Yes.
And have to get them to believe you, because I don't think they actually have a camera on you that they can see your badge.
Yeah.
And then you have to call them to get out.
I had that problem in Oakland.
But other than that, it was fine. So like if I went, if we were there and we went to lunch, we went out with one of the guys that worked there. So yeah, that was no problem. But there was great people there. I don't remember if I went to Columbia twice too. I think I did. But yeah, that was a good gig too, and got to do some interesting things. Got up to where did we get to? Wyoming and Montana this last time around at the beginning of winter.
Yeah.
Not highly recommended.
Not recommended. No.
Location recommended. Yes. That time of year not recommended.
I was doing a week-long seminar in San Diego, enjoying life, and the boss called, and he pulled me in and turned around and sent me to Anchorage on December the 12th. It was cold.
Now,
all that snow doesn't bother those folks up there at all, but I was cold.
Yeah, well, I did get to go to Juneau, and that was like tail end of August, beginning of September, when it was just starting to get chilly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Juneau's much further south.
Yeah, it's now.
Juneau is actually like a cold tropical climate.
It's in Canada. It should be in Canada.
It's almost rainforest, really. It's almost a cold temperate rainforest. So yeah, it was really interesting. So yeah, in fact, to get back from Juneau, to get to Juneau, I flew out of Seattle, but to get back from Juneau, I ended up flying to Anchorage and then back to Detroit and Cleveland.
Coming back, it takes forever because you're losing all those hours coming back.
Oh yeah, it was an overnight. I got to Anchorage and it was late. And I really wish I'd had worked that better and maybe took a day of leave in Anchorage and saw some Anchorage too. But got some awesome food in Juneau though.
Yes.
The fish is fresh.
Yeah, the fish is fresh. I was up there for 3 weeks. So on the weekend, we took off and found this little tour guide 90 miles north of Anchorage. So we drove up there early in the morning and got up to this little fishing village. And this was in July or August. I mean, it was dead middle of summer, and it was still cool up there. They say, bring your jacket. So I brought my jacket. And of course, they loaded us all up in a boat and took us up the Denali River about 20 miles.
Did you have enough jacket?
No, just barely. The water on that Denali River comes right off the glacier, and it was about 33 degrees. It was cold, but we managed to catch one big long salmon, and the guide threw it up on the bank. He beat it to death with a stick, and he said, "Now you keep an eye on this." Yeah, he may have been kidding us, but he said, "Keep an eye on this because the bears know that these are fishing boats, and when they see these boats, they'll come down snooping around. And if the bear comes down the hill, you have to
go the
yell
other
so
way."
we can scare this bear off. I got news for you. If the bear comes down the hill, I'm in this boat and I'm out of here. I'll donate that fish to the bear." But we got back and they filleted it for us, and we hauled 3 Ziploc baggies full of salmon back, and went in the hotel in Anchorage and asked him, said, "Do you have any ideas on how to preserve this?" He said, "Yeah, go down to Walmart and get a fish box." What? Never heard of it. So we go down to Walmart and walk in, and y'all know anything about something called a fish box? And the guy pointed over on the wall. He said, "Yeah, they're all lined up right over there. Go pick one out." So we went and bought a fish box. It was $2 and a styrofoam, and took it back to the motel. And the motel people put our fish in the fish box and put it in their walk-in freezer for us and chilled it and kept it for us for 2 weeks. And when it came time to fly back, we loaded up all our stuff in the car and drove out to the airport, got out, carried the fish box in, threw it up on the counter, and so we understand that we can check this in. "Oh yeah, people do it all the time." And she put some tape around it, put a tag on it, and set it over on the conveyor. Checked it in just like a luggage.
I brought a container of crawfish and shrimp back from the Gulf.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Back to. Oh, that was funny. Back to Norman when I was down in like Biloxi area, and I brought it back to Norman, and Sarah had never seen fresh Gulf shrimp before.
Yeah. They look more like small lobsters.
Those things are gray and ugly. I'm not eating those.
Yeah.
Blow some water, honey. Blow some water.
Trust me, they'll turn pink.
They were awesome.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh my. Hey, it's getting late, and I know I'm being loud, and she's trying to sleep. She's gonna be getting ready for bed here, so I'm gonna bail out of here, guys.
I think our buddies abandoned us. So, all right.
I know my 4-legged ones did.
Yeah. Well, my 4-legged one's laying right outside the room, so I'll go reel him in.
Well, mine are actually still in here because I had the door shut for sound, but this room echoes, so I'm gonna bail and let Sarah get some sleep. I don't actually have to be up until.
Well, it's nice talking. That's about the longest I've talked to you in a while.
It was good to talk to you. Uh-oh.
Our link is failing on us.
You froze up.
Your video's freezing up.
Yeah, so's yours.
Let's see if we can See if we can improve the bandwidth here.
Well, there's your problem. Mark's on the screen.
Turn my video off.
Looks like those guys are about wrapped up there too. Not many left.
I don't know if you're seeing me or not, but if you are, have a good night. 7-3. We'll talk to you later. I'm out of here.